Hi guys, this is Gary Elliott here. Just thought I'd make you a quick video. I've been promising for some time to make a video covering my attempt to breed green tree pythons for the 2014-2015 season. It's actually my first ever attempt at breeding green tree pythons. Originally I had intended to make like a video blog, like a series of videos along the way covering my progress. But unfortunately time constraints meant that I didn't really have time to do that as I had intended to. As many of you'll know, I've attempted this season to pair my Aru type green tree pythons, which are behind me here. This is Maud, the female up here, and Herbert down here, both Aru types, both high white, which resulted in the production, hatching, birth, whatever you want to call it, of 17 healthy baby green tree pythons a couple of weeks back at the end of March. Like I say, I'd originally intended a series of videos covering my progress, but what I've basically come out with is the last 6 months I've been making and collecting videos and photographs and my records I've been keeping of my attempt, and what I've decided to do is collate them, put them all together into a timeline, make a video. So I've done that, and I thought I'd post it up for you guys to enjoy. I hope you do enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments section, or feel free to send me a message either through YouTube or social media sites, and I'll do my best to get back to you. So enjoy it. Thanks a lot. So this project really began back in 2012 with the acquisition of Herbert, my first ever green tree python. I bought him as unsexed, but he turned out to be a male. He has a lot of characteristics that you would attribute to an Aru, like the blue markings. You can see here in this image coming up now that he has a lot of blue on his lips, also on his underside and on his flanks. Also a lot of white speckling, which you would associate with a high white Aru. Both my animals could be described as high white. Maud came next, a little bit over a year later, bought as an adult female Aru type. Again, a lot of characteristics that you'd attribute with Arus, a lot of white speckling and the blue lips and flanks. Excellent animals. One of my favourite locale types of green tree python. Quite a chunky girl, you can see in these pictures, with a lot of white. Again, you can see in these. She weighed in somewhere around about 950 grams going into the breeding season. Both my adults are kept in PVC cages. These are 2-foot cubes. Maud will move into a larger one this year, but they were kept and bred in 2-foot cubes. These next few images show the conditioning for the breeding season, making sure the animals were well fed. All these images actually show them eating weaner rats, which I don't do that anymore, and didn't actually feed them very often, but as it turns out, all the pictures that I've used for this video show them eating weaner rats. This is a nice short time-lapse video of Maud eating again a weaner rat, but nonetheless a good video showing the feeding sequence here. She's an excellent feeder. Both my adults are good feeders, but Maud is exceptionally good. She will eat anytime, day or night. My animals were introduced after several weeks of cooling at the end of November. Courtship was observed immediately. Herbert chased Maud round and pestered her and used his spurs to stimulate her, and I observed them mating, actually locking several times. These pictures show them being very cozy and looking very cuddly. Actually, Maud was quite evasive to start with, but Herbert was very persistent. He's an excellent male, great breeder, and he wore her down. She eventually accepted him. These pictures here show actual locking, which, like I say, I observed this many times. And and also right the way up to a couple of days before she ovulated. Herbert was still attempting to mate her right the way up. Really quickly actually after pairing them, Maud showed signs of follicle development. She had become quite pale, as these pictures show, and very, very puffy. She actually refused food only a couple of weeks after they were introduced, which is very unusual for her, and I took that as a good sign. That was mid-December she refused her first feed. These pictures here show her looking very swollen. A lot of people, when I showed them these pictures, mistook this for an ovulation event, but it was actually just follicle development. Again, Herbert was mating her right the way through that period, up to I think it was 4 days before ovulation that I observed the last mating. Here is the ovulation event. This was the 29th of December. So again, very, very quick from introduction to mating and ovulation. You can see here these were caught on my security camera, set up to observe her without disturbing her, how uncomfortable she was during ovulation. Large ovulation, lasted a couple of days. So this is the egg box that I got from Lanzo Herp in Germany. Made a modification to include a viewing window at the front. They actually come with 4 solid walls, but I wanted to be able to view the female using my security camera. Here she is approaching her pre-lay shed. Pre-lay shed actually took place on the 19th of January, so ovulation 29th December, pre-lay shed 19th of January. Very different colour to follicle development. Another nice video caught on the security camera with the automatic infrared during nighttime viewing, showing the female beginning her pre-lay shed. You can see there, I think it's around about 8:30 or 8:20 something. So not long after lights out, she was shedding one piece, which was good. I didn't fancy soaking her this time, but she always shed well this time too, which was excellent. Again, nice bit of footage to catch on a camera you can have for very little money really. This is a female a couple of days before laying. You can see the colour shift here is very apparent, very pale. And these are her first forays into a nest box. I started out with sphagnum moss in there, but changed that out to shredded newspaper, which is less dusty. She settled into it a couple of days before she was due to lay, and here it is. Eggs deposited on the 7th of February, 40 days post-ovulation, 19 days post-shed. She laid a total of 17 good healthy eggs, no slugs at all. And here again, excellent camera, picked up her depositing an egg. I actually edited this into a time lapse. It's a few minute sequence, edited down to about 30 seconds, and there you are, egg appearing there right at the end. Excellent piece of kit. And here she is very shortly after laying the eggs. She'd just finished laying at this point, hadn't yet bunched them together, so they came apart really easily, no problems at all. She didn't give me any trouble. She's very placid. She came off the eggs no problem. Looking a little bit worse for wear after laying the eggs, obviously a lot thinner than she usually is. She's usually a big chunky girl, but no problems really. She wasn't dehydrated. This is her a couple of days after laying the eggs. She false brooded for a couple of days, but I got her feeding within about a week, and that stopped. Like I say, the eggs caught them quite soon after she had finished depositing them, and they came apart really quite easily. And here they are, arranged into the egg box, ready to go into the incubator. The incubator was built on Damon Salce's design, albinochondro.com or albino.chondro.com if you're English. Heat cable in the bottom, pans of water above that, a spacer frame and some egg crate here with fans suspended beneath it to circulate the air. These are the egg boxes with the crate in the bottom. I actually raised the crate in the egg boxes up by 2 inches to allow an inch of water in the bottom of the egg boxes. These are some acrylic sheets that I made to fit the rim of the incubator so you can lift up the lid without dumping heat and humidity. Here's the eggs set up inside the incubator. kept a very high humidity, and I incubated one temperature straight cook, 87.5 degrees all the way through. The eggs began to dent 10 days before they hatched. All of them showed at least some denting, mostly on the top, some on the sides, a little bit underneath. Day 49 I'd set up a hatch tub, replace the water with damp paper towel, place the eggs into these shallow dishes here with some mesh on and a perch, and here is GE1501, first green tree python I ever produced. Pipped by itself on day 51, which was 30th of March, sometime in the morning, and then late that evening I decided to manually pip the other eggs using some very small scissors there, making tiny little cuts, being careful to avoid the any major veins in there. Only 1 or 2 eggs actually leaked any blood at all. And here's some of the babies, the G15 clan, poking their heads out. All yellow babies, as you would expect, with an Aru clutch or Aru type clutch. Hatched over a period of about 48 hours. The last couple were out on Wednesday night. First one hatched on the Monday. Straight onto the perches for a rest after hatching. The last 6 all came out roughly around the same time and perched together. All very beautiful, bright yellow, healthy babies, chunky, no runts really. You can see the size of them here, around about 10 grams each. All set up into individual tubs in a rack system with these little ladders that I made. And they started shedding a week after they were born, 10 days after they were born. And the final one shed about 15 to 16 days after hatching, and then we were on to feeding trials. Right guys, so I really hope you enjoyed that collection of photographs and videos covering a breeding attempt of the Aru green tree pythons. Like I say, post any comments, send me any messages you want, and thanks a lot for watching. And a quick recap of the pairing and a quick look at the babies. Alright, thanks a lot. In this cage we've got Herbert. This is my male Aru, captive bred 10. Beautiful guy. Camera really doesn't do him justice. He's something to behold in person. But this is the male, and above him in this cage up here, this is the female. This is Maud, mummy snake. She was never quite as bright green as Herbert, not far off, still high whites, but the breeding season's kind of washed her colours out. A little bit of it seems to be returning, but yeah, she's a little bit paler than she was before the beginning of the breeding season. So that's my female there. And I'll just lock her up and we'll take a quick look at a couple of the babies. The setup here, this hatchling rack, this is Lanzo Herp Arbo rack. Had this shipped over from Germany while the eggs were still in the incubator. I'm using Reptile Scan to keep my records. If you can see here, this is GE1501, the first green tree python that I ever produced. It was also, not only was he the first to pip, he was the first to shed and also the first to eat. So could well be a holdback just for the reason, you know, he was the first one I ever produced. The fairly typical, you know, all yellow babies with being an Aru type pairing. Nice sort of dark maroonish, purplish black dorsal markings on them. A couple of them really stand out to me for a couple of reasons. Number 7 is one of the ones that stands out for a reason. Just pull this tub out. Number 7 is actually one of the ones that's quite large, a little bit bigger than the average ones in here. Fairly typical markings though. Number 12 stands out because number 12 is, just get this tub. Number 12 has got really quite a busy pattern. Dorsal markings are quite small and very frequent compared to some of the others, and the spaces on the lateral sides are quite heavily speckled too, so it looks quite busy in its pattern. Number 17, it's another one of the ones that's quite large, and his markings are pretty dark and again quite bold compared to most. So yeah, they've got a fairly simple setup. They've got these perch ladders that I made myself using some 15mm PVC pipe for the sides, and then this 7mm PVC tubing for the rungs of the ladder for the perches. Newspaper base on the bottom, water dish each, and they've all got at least some plastic plant in there. Some of the ones are a little bit shyer, I've got extra cover, but mostly they seem to be typical Arus, quite docile. None of them are really runners. So I'm going to make some more videos in the future of the feeding trials. A few of them have started to feed already. And I'll let you guys know how the rest of that goes. So again, yeah, thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll have more videos for you to see soon. Thanks a lot.